All right, welcome back to Real Take Sports Talk. We got COVID football. Sorry, guys, college football. We had a number of cancellations this week. Some of the highlights: Auburn at Mississippi State, Bama at LSU, Mizzou versus Georgia, Ohio State at Maryland, and Utah at UCLA. Just a couple of many games that were canceled this week. What do we think about the cancellations, guys? We talked about it being dangerous and there being a lot of risks. What is this going to do for the college football season? I'm going to go to Omer first.
Well, we've talked about it ad nauseum about how dangerous this is and how dangerous this is for college football and the children or the athletes who are involved. My biggest thing is we're at a point where COVID's at 150,000 people a day, and I guess you can't really stop the college football train from going. So you just have to find ways to mitigate it, right? Um, and the responsible thing for them to do would still be to cancel the rest of the season. That's my opinion. I understand that they have to play for money and all that kind of stuff. It's purely greed that's motivating them to play. But what I'm looking for is, if they're gonna do it, I think they're handling it the right way with postponing or canceling games. That especially right now when you have teams like Maryland that have multiple players that have tested positive. I was really on the UMD train. As someone who's from Maryland, I was really excited to have them actually winning games against actual teams. This has never happened in my lifetime before, guys. It was great, but again, responsible thing they're doing. One thing that I am gonna look for is, and I'm really interested. I've always thought about this. How is the playoffs going to work this year? How are they going to manage to, have a postseason? Because there really hasn't been a lot of talk about that. We've seen the rankings, we've seen all that kind of stuff, but there really hasn't been a lot of talk about how the playoffs are going to work. If there's going to be an expanded tournament possibly. I know the NFL has thought about the idea of expanding the playoffs to 8 teams in the case of a canceled game. Is this going to affect that? Is this going to affect teams that have postponed or canceled games? Are they going to be, is that going to be weighted in the mix? So my thing is it's good they're taking the steps, but what are the actual ramifications of this as far as the actual players and the football teams go?
Andrew?
I agree with some of what you're saying. They have handled it well, but moving forward, I mean, realistically, because it's a business, I don't see them canceling. I think they're going to finish out the season however way they can. And dude, literally, it's weird because this is one of those seasons where there's definitely going to have to be an asterisk with this season. I'm thinking as I see it right now,
Oh,
dude.
definitely,
With
definitely.
with think
There's
about the
like
Big
already an
Ten.
asterisk at the MLB postseason. There's going to be an asterisk on this one.
Think about the Big Ten, right? Just in context, dude. People were saying, I think Wisconsin, the way their schedule worked out with all these postponements because the Big Ten started so late, Wisconsin could win all their games and not even qualify for the Big Ten championship game nor the college football playoff because they will not have played enough games to qualify because the Big Ten started so late. So that's just if they're really adamant on finishing the season, which I believe they are. But you got to keep the players safe, man. And that's still the number one priority. That's still the number one priority. I know a lot of people, dude. We're gonna get into this. I know a lot of people were scrutinizing what happened last week at Notre Dame when those kids stormed the
That
field.
was that
That
was just
that was
stupid. That was just
listen.
stupid. Like let's be honest. That was stupidity. They weren't responsible. The security obviously was not responsible in that the kids themselves were not responsible, especially considering Notre Dame itself has had multiple COVID outbreaks in September since kids came back to campus. So it was just the school should have been ready for that, especially if you're gonna have people in the stands. You should have been ready.
You got to
They should have taken precautions against it because now what's happening? You're having people interact with the players. You're having people interact with good roll tide. They're having people interact with the refs and coaches on the sideline. It's not good for everyone involved. It's not safe. So again, especially considering there's definitely ways to stop fans from coming onto the field. Like that was just stupid. Just wanted to
But
say that.
this is one of those seasons where because there are certain things the college football playoff committee and the NCAA as a whole is not going to they're gonna stand pat with their beliefs, which is the conference champions make the college football playoff, as well as, you have to play X number of games to qualify and everything. Even though I think they said this is the first season where every team, because of the COVID protocol, every team might actually have an automatic bid to a bowl game, which is going to be interesting to see. But the thing that I'm most interested in seeing is that there's a team. We've never had a group of five team making the college football playoff. It's always been either a Power Five, an SEC, Big 12, Big 10, Pac-12, or ACC team. But for all intents and purposes, dude, if the Big 10 can't play enough games to qualify for the playoffs, dude, we could see Cincinnati, who already has 7 games under their belt and is currently playing right now, dude. If Cincinnati runs the table, dude, they could be the first Power 5 team to make the college football playoff.
It's the only
which
championship the city of Cincinnati's ever going to win.
Which would be
the
wild,
only championship
dude.
that city's ever going to see.
I'll tell you what, though, dude. Travis Kelce just signed a $100 million deal, and Cincinnati might make the college football playoff. 2020 is definitely UC's year, yo. Whether they win it all or not, dude, Cincinnati, and they got Joe Burrow. Dude, Cincinnati, they might never win a championship. This is the only chance. Remember how 2007 was West Virginia? Only chance West Virginia ever had to win a national championship, West Virginia. This could be like the 2007 Cincinnati, only they might actually make the playoff. Hey guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. For more content, please hit that notification bell, comment, subscribe, and everything like that. And just remember, keep it real.